Hello everybody and welcome back. I am KRX and this will be another starter city build focused on design. This is a map I feel like I can work with. This is a map I feel like I can work with. We got small elements of water here, but we also have this nice sort of rocky ridge here, sort of an upper plateau that's just definitely begging to be a nice residential neighborhood. We have this rail coming in here, which we usually don't ever get far enough to actually unlock the trains, but it's something to think about at least. And I'm already kind of thinking like, usually I would kind of do like, opposite of residential would be the industry, but I'm kind of thinking actually industry here. Long, skinny industry down at the base of the hill, residential occupying the hill itself, and then commercial kind of more out here pushing the water. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. And I'm also kind of thinking, let's just build a little bit here to get more road set up. I'm thinking these I think do need to connect because I don't know, like I don't know how these are all connected elsewhere. So I think we're gonna need to connect these up. But because we're talking about kind of building in this area here, it's just gonna make sense that we're gonna want to do this. So I think I'm gonna set this up first though, since there's four. How does that look? Does that look four? It's kind of an interesting map theme and such that we're using, but I think we'll make it work. But let's get, as per tradition, let's get a profiting city going here. Might need to be a 63. Should be a very particular number. Is this not going to give us a... Okay, let's try 64. Is this not going to give us a perfect 180? Might not. Might not, but that's gonna be close enough. So I think we are good there. This then would want to come down and communicate here. I don't know how to... Oh, that works. There we go. We have that sort of set up. What's the water flow look like? I think it won't. It looks like it won't matter. It looks like there's a water source in both of these areas. I don't particularly, having to put the water in the sewage and stuff is always super annoying, but it is what it is. We will start with our wind turbine. It looks like we're going to get some good power out here. That's also going to just kind of save a little bit of power lines, getting these kind of hooked up initially. I don't know about connecting this right yet because I'm not sure where the commercial is going to set, but let's kind of get some of this basic stuff. Well, let's pause the game so we don't lose like more money than we need to. Also, it looks like the sun might be going down on us. So let's go back to the nice sunny. That's ultimate eye candy, right? Is what we're using to pause at a particular time of day, and we can adjust the sunlight and stuff. So, all right. So this is actually looking fairly decent. We are going to want some loop backs, right? We're going to need to make sure that people can sort of get around this area. I don't know if we want to just start attacking up here right away. It does seem like that's where I'd prefer to have my residential area. So, and we have these slopes that are kind of designed for us to come up here and build and stuff. I don't know how much money we have to make this happen, but maybe this is going to be a bigger road, and then maybe this one here. Yeah, we're gonna have to smooth that out with move it, but maybe this one here would be kind of more of a skinny. I'm also kind of wondering, is there room to potentially do some dirt roading up here? That would definitely save us a little bit of money. I'm actually kind of wondering here. Let's grab in here. Would just doing a perfect slope here just instantly make this good, or do we need to do something a little bit more nuanced than this? Not bad, but not great. So I think we will kind of end up, maybe we start with that sort of smooth slope, and then we'll kind of come in here and ultimately kind of make the whole thing even smoother, less sloped, because it seemed like it was going a little extreme there in what it was really needing to do. That looks pretty good. So the thing is, I don't particularly want to just like hook this into there, but that's kind of, I don't know. You know, for now, this rail, we're going to bop that rail just to be able to kind of do what we need to do. And we can always add that rail, you know, when we unlock it. We could do a couple different things here. We could have this hook, we could have this kind of boom and then boom, and kind of get a little bit of a waviness there, which doesn't look that bad. And I think we could use move it right to clean this up quite a bit and make it look less awkward. We are going to have to get power and water up there, which is going to be expensive. I'm thinking this is where the industrial area is going to lie, though. And I think it might make sense to take, I'm looking for the one-way roads. We have network extensions, right? So there's not going to be any mods required for this map except network extensions. That is the one thing that we are using here. Okay, I'm not sold by what we're doing here. None of these angles are lining up or anything. I was kind of thinking this could just kind of be our initial commercial area, but this is getting all goofed up. We got plenty of money here. That's a larger commercial area than what we should have, right? Like, really, we should have more sort of in the industrial spacing. Because initially, we're not going to need that much commercial at all. But yeah, network extensions gives us these extra road types, right? Which allow us to kind of like, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference in sort of how this is going to, how we're going to be able to create road hierarchy. Not exactly in terms of fixing like logistical issues with the city. The roads that come with the game are perfectly adequate in terms of efficiency, but in terms of design, right? Because again, we're more focused on design than efficiency or anything like that. I mean, if we wanted to make efficient cities, we could just make one super efficient city, and there you go. Everyone could just look at that. What's more interesting is how do we continually make interesting designs, even after we've done it once or twice or 100 times? How do we keep going? This, I'm actually really excited to see this bit of trees right here. And in fact, honestly, it could be appropriate to have like a little bit of forestry on this map, maybe. We've done a good amount of agriculture in some of these builds, but we haven't done as many forestry areas. Now the question is, do we do this and kind of go in 90 there? Or do we do that and we kind of take advantage of this, like this sharp slope here? And that might make kind of a pointed end, which could look kind of goofy, admittedly. Or it could just look really good. Or it could just look really good. I mean, this is definitely kind of odd, but maybe there's a reason for this. Like maybe this sort of comes in this way, and this sort of continues through that way or something. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up here. Should these be one way? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But we kind of have something going. This is a little bit goofed up. I don't know if I like that, but this is looking interesting. This is looking interesting. We do need to make sure that we can afford to get power and water around the area. So this is definitely going to have power. If we run the power lines down here, this will definitely have, or sorry, this will have water. So our commercial is fine. We do need to make sure that our industrial area, which is going to be kind of in this area, is going to be good. We also don't, this might be a tricky situation here, guys. We might have ourselves a little bit of a tricky situation. Let's see how much we can make this, this sort of water stretch here. Man, I like this down here. I don't really want to ruin the opportunity to have a really good residential area too, because I'm really excited about building on this. I mean, compared to the last map that we did, um, these are all maps by Mr. Miyagi, by the way. He does a lot of really amazing um, vanilla maps, basically, like maps that don't require downloading like 52 different assets and stuff. Although I think he does some of those too. So that's kind of like where we've been focused a bit. Okay, we can easily afford this. Good. Now what we're going to need to do is just basically run this all the way up to here. Good. Now we're going to have to make this work. Like, this is going to have to do work. This 2000. With this road specifically. Wrong tool. We need the curved. I'd like to be able to grab onto that, but it never, like, precision engineering, you're supposed to be able to lock onto those with Alt, but it never knows which one I'm trying to take. I don't like clipping that right there. I really want to go around that bump, which means we need to extend this out a little bit further and then hook in there, and that should clear it. This probably needs to go out a little bit further too. Doesn't necessarily need to be straight. We can keep that curve that we had going. Come on. You can do this. Go back to snapping. Curved road tool. Give me this angle here. Estimating. 93. Okay, shorten it a bit. A little bit more than 30. There we go. 90.3. Better than 93. We'll take that. We are almost completely out of money. We get one more sort of like, the answer to that is a resounding no. Question is, how's our water up here? Not great. This, hopefully, fingers crossed, this will make us a little bit of money here. Fingers crossed. This is all watered and powered. In terms of power in this area, this will be totally fine here. But more importantly is we need to have good residential area. I think we said, I think we watered, yeah, all of that. All of that's watered. I don't know if this is enough watered residential area. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this plays out. I'm really, really liking this initial design, so fingers crossed this makes us some money. Although we have a way to save the build, right? We've used a little trick before to save the build in times when it hasn't been enough money. And because there's no reason to really ruin something that is, has great potential just because of a silly little bump in the road. So, yeah, I don't know if we're going to have enough housing. I don't know if we're going to have enough housing. We could end up sneaking in like a little neighborhood down here. I don't think there'd be anything wrong with that. I think the industry is going to be clearly up here. I think commercial is clearly going to be sort of like, honestly, maybe this even makes more sense as a neighborhood out here. This could be more commercial. Yeah, I think this commercial, this is a neighborhood, but we wouldn't be able to, I mean, if we need to, I'll just start zoning down here. If we need to, we'll save it. We'll save the build. Don't have enough power, that's fine. We will once we raise this up. Technically, we still have area that we can zone that can get water. So I'm not that worried about this right now. This area is not reaching the water, so we'll just bop those houses. All of these houses should be in the water, though. On speed 3, we just need to make a profit here. Losing a little bit of people, that's due to the bopping of the people there out of their homes. But I think this number is, this negative number is getting closer to 0. So we might be able to make a profit here, but it's really taking its sweet time getting these homes in here. Man, I'm liking the shape. So this just gives you some really interesting hard edges to work with. You could imagine if this square was actually just like, if some of this geography was in there too, man, it'd be a great starting tile. But I think we're still kind of able to work it. We already have this little bit of sort of freeway infrastructure going through the entire city. That sort of goes underground and then sort of sticks out and comes all the way out to here. So that's kind of a crazy, honestly, that's kind of a, we're kind of at the end here of kind of a loose arrowhead shape kind of a, it looks like all of this is sort of connected in a goofy way. Um, yeah, this map has most of its infrastructure hidden. That's kind of goofy, but I don't know. That could be make it kind of different, right? We are officially making money, so we are making a profit. So if we let this run, we'll continue to make a profit. Looks like we're gaining 60 people per bit. We might even hit ourselves a milestone before we even need to do anything crazy, right? So we will definitely be able to expand the residential neighborhood. All this stuff is. I don't know if we are technically going to be able to hit the milestone with what we have down here. But it looks like there's still some areas where some houses are building, maybe some houses are upgrading, stuff like that. Population's still going up. We will be able to hit that milestone. Guys, thank you so much for watching this first episode of this starter city build. And yeah, we'll just keep going from here. It looks like we are about to hit that milestone any second now. Maybe we'll just wait till we hit the milestone here. And that will definitely get us, we're actually about to break even. There we go. We already almost had positive money before even hitting this, but that's going to be 20,000 in the bank. There we go, guys. Little Hamlet. And I will see you guys in the next episode.